What's going on, everyone? It's Tay with Spectacular Gadgets, and I have a pretty neat one for you today. Shout out to the folks over at TVCMall for sending these two e-ink screen phone cases for me to try out. Let's do this!
Spectacular Gadgets.
To be honest, I am not very familiar with the TVCMall brand, but apparently the brand has been around for many years. So basically, TVCMall is a smart wholesale online platform for consumer electronic products. Okay, so now that we have made ourselves somewhat familiar with the TVCMall brand, I am excited to get into the boxes so we can see what the S24 Ultra and the iPhone 15 Pro Max have to do with this. Just a heads up, these cases are compatible with the iPhone 13 through 15 series, as well as for the Samsung S24 Ultra. Let's take a quick spin around the box. Creative case, the beauty starts today. There's really nothing to the box, but when I remove the lid, check this out, this cute little character we are greeted with. But one of the things I immediately noticed is the reflectiveness of the case. We'll definitely circle back to this screen because that is the main attraction, but I did want to go ahead and check out this case as I would normally do. So you see the cutouts for the microphones, and this case that we're looking at right now is for the Samsung S24 Ultra. The inside of the case is stamped with DIY S24 Ultra, but also it includes this soft material and one large cutout for the rear cameras. Flipping the case over, you may think there's a piece of plastic that you need to peel off, but this is actually the case, so there's nothing to remove. You'll want to scan this to access your user guide. Okay, here we go, my iPhone peeps. Here's the iPhone 15 Pro Max again. It's from series 13 through the 15. And here is the same kind of presentation. You get your user manual that you'll have to scan. Inside has that soft material, and it's pretty much the same case, just fitted for a different device. What I'm showing you now is I'm going to go ahead and scan that QR code to get the user guide up so we know how to get this party started.
Spectacular Gadgets.
Per the instructions, I need to go to the Play Store, download and install the application called CaseCon. Okay, while the Samsung one is installing, I will go ahead and do the same thing with the iPhone and get this rolling. And as you see, instead of Concase, I'm actually going to be looking for the application called Dear Phone Case. The Samsung device has completed installation. Here is a look at the dashboard. But first things first, let's go ahead and install the case. So what I want to do is place the case on at the top. Be careful not to put too much pressure on where that screen is. So just put the case on with a little bit of caution, not too much, but just a fair warning. So here is the case. You have camera protection. I see the covered buttons. And other than that, around the case is pretty smooth. There's a cutout for the microphones at the top of this device. And what you'll notice is there's not much grip. It's just rather smooth on all corners of the case. The bottom has a nice cutout to remove the S Pen and get it back in. No issues. And the Type-C port has a wide open cutout. Once I have the case on the device, check out, it comes up with the new tag scan, an empty tag. We'll take a look at that in a second, but I want to go ahead and get the case installed on my iPhone as well. I'll use the same technique and I'll start with the camera portion first. Take a look at the bottom of the case. Looks a little different, but I actually like that. It's a pretty slim case and you are getting a little bit of screen protection, as you can see. I want to go ahead and turn this case over, and I want you to notice what I notice is all of these fingerprints. This is going to be a fingerprint playground. Now let's take a look at what the app looks like. We're looking at the dashboard of the app for both devices, and as you see, very similar, very clean looking app. What I want to do now is select the panda bear for both. And as I do so, the Samsung one comes up first. There's a prompt for the iPhone. I'll go ahead and just click this to get this going. And it says ready to scan. and now it's got a check mark. So now both devices are on the same screen. Nothing has happened just yet. There's still a few things we have to do. There are editing tools at the bottom. I'm gonna go ahead and press this arrow, see where it takes us. Okay, so here is the Panda again. You have casting at the bottom, but you have 3 other options to choose from. So let's go ahead and press them. And as you see, it kind of changes what the picture looks like. I'll go ahead and cast it for the iPhone, ready to scan, and now it's working. So I'll go ahead and flip it over and let's see. And as you see, it just changes like that. It does this flashing to refresh the screen. And then let's see, here it goes, guys. This is really cool and easy technology, actually. Remember, it's just using the NFC technology in the device. And here we have our Panda right directly on our case. It looks pretty much exactly like what we saw on the screen. Let's do the same thing with the S24 Ultra. I'm going to go ahead and press the arrow at the top, but do notice that there are 2 buttons instead of 3. There's exquisite, black and white, and then you have shot screen. Nothing's really going to happen until you press the shot screen or casting button, which I will do right now. And then it says, have you replaced the phone case? The case is going to want to update and do a configuration. I'll hit save and then go ahead and select your choice. I'll say while using the app, as I normally do. I guess now it's doing a little check to make sure the NFC is good to go. I'll tap on shot screen. We'll wait just for a little bit, nothing yet. Okay, now it looks like it's updating the screen, and we'll flip it over for you to see, or for us to see. I just think this is so cool. These cases are a 4-color e-ink display, so they display black, white, red, and yellow. Let me turn the light off. That's actually not a good idea. Another cool feature is that these cases display without power consumption because it uses the NFC technology in both devices. Not only do they provide these pre-installed, ready-to-use images, the included editing tools along the bottom gives you the opportunity to customize the image to your liking. Both cases allow you to snap a fresh photo using the camera button right here, or you can take photos from your photo library directly from your phone. Let me show you how it's done. I'm lining up these Mario characters. I took the picture. It's a pretty good looking picture. That's the S24 Ultra. And I'll say okay. And then you'll see this new tag, scan empty tag. I'm just going to back up one, and now I'm at the screen to do any edits or adjustments that I may want to do. So again, like I said, you do have the tools to do certain things and kind of make it your own. So I can add text anywhere that I want to within the range. So you can just put whatever you want. I'm just going to say SG for Spectacular Gadgets. And then with that, I can also change the style. I can also change the font. So there's a lot that you can do here just to kind of make it your own. And then once you're okay with that, just hit the check mark. And then if you're okay, just hit that arrow like we've been doing. Then this is where you're going to be able to cast it, or you can make it black and white if you want. But just for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to say cast. So it's doing its thing as it normally does. It's working when you can see the percentage. And if we flip it around as normal, I just like this. This is just really cool. It's going to start to refresh the screen and put our image on the back of the case. Like I mentioned earlier, you can also take a photo from your photo gallery or your photo library and use it as well. So I'm going to go ahead and select this one. It's a selfie of myself, and I'm just going to go ahead and send it off so it can cast to the back of the case, and let's see how it goes.
Spectacular gadgets.
There are also other categories that you can use that are pre-installed that came with the app. So here you see it has poetry, and so you can have words of wisdom on the back of your case, and you can change it every other day, every other hour. You can just be able to customize your case to fit how you're feeling. The prices of these cases will be a little different. The Samsung S24 Ultra case is a bit more. It comes in at $30.59, so the case itself is $24.59 with a $6 shipping fee. As far as the iPhone goes, it's $19.87 for the case plus a $6 shipping fee, which gives you a grand total of $25.87. There are 3 colors for both devices: black, white, and gray. Pressing the little camera button on the iPhone will open up some more camera options. You can either take a new shot or use photos from your gallery. There's also an option to use AI creation. What you're going to want to do is go towards the bottom, type in and describe what type of picture you want the AI to draw.
Spectacular gadgets.
That sucks. Okay, I logged in now, so I'm going to send the request now to see a snowman with a bow and arrow. Huh? Santa, is that you? I said a snowman with a bow and arrow, not Santa with a smile and a cup of coffee. It's not quite what I envisioned, but let's give it another shot.
Spectacular gadgets.
I don't know. What do y'all think? Next, I want to test out the wireless charging to make sure it still works while you have this case on your device. So we'll start with the S24 Ultra, and yes, this device will still charge. We'll do the same thing with the iPhone, and you see we have the same result. It will charge. If you're into charging the device with a cable, no worries. The cutout for the iPhone case is just fine. We'll do the same thing with the S24 Ultra, and there are no issues, just precise cutouts. These cases are made with polycarbonate and silicone, with the screen being made from glass. What you have here is a slim wireless charging covered button case that you can customize every day if you wanted to. Let's talk about some of the things that I did notice while using this, and sometimes the transmission of the projection will get hung up, creating an error, so you just got to give it a little bit and try it again. Now I'm testing out pressing the volume keys to see if I have any struggle, and they did a really good job with the buttons on this case. Let's try the Samsung S24 Ultra, and same thing. I didn't expect anything different. And again, you'll get a little bit of screen protection when you're using these cases, but again, these are not heavy duty cases. They still want to be low profile, slim and thin. Here's the iPhone, so not much screen protection, but you do get some. You're probably going to be wiping them down a lot. One thing I wanted to make sure to show you is that yes, these images can take the full size of the screen. It doesn't have those bars like I kind of showed you when I first started messing with the cases. You can definitely make your image take up the full screen. Let me show you how to do it. I'm using this picture right here, and all I'm going to do is do how you would normally look or crop into a picture. Just take your finger and you can zoom in to make sure you have the full screen, covered with that image, and then you can cast it and I'll show you how it looks. So no worries. I know you're like, why is it so small? You can go ahead and adjust what you need to adjust. That's why I'm saying these cases make everything so customizable. When you're using the S24 Ultra case, when you awake the screen, it'll come up with this. And so what I would recommend you to do is make sure you have the image that you want to have on your device and then turn off NFC when you're done. If you don't, every time you awake the screen, that NFC tag will come up. So now that I turned it off, as you see, it doesn't come up anymore. At first, I didn't think that the wireless power sharing worked with this case, but it actually does. You just need to make sure you toggle it on. And then my problem was I was not placing the buds in the correct spot. So here are the Samsung buds. You see they're in the charging case. You just have to make sure you place them in the correct spot so they can hit that charging area. A compromise you're going to make is that this case is not MagSafe compatible, so you won't be able to use MagSafe chargers. And lastly, these cases are not, I repeat, are not waterproof or water resistant, so please be careful. Well, that about wraps it up for this video. I want to thank everyone for taking the time to chill with me as we go through this journey. And until next time, everyone, I want you all to have a spectacular day. Later.